In A2, I created a poster, a magazine, and a theatrical trailer for a movie called Paint. I made sure that my trailer followed general conventions by including features such as film production logos, social media links, and a release date. My trailer comes under the genre of a coming of age and tends to follow the conventions rather than challenge them. Coming of age dramas usually look at the journey that the protagonist has to go through in their teenage years to their adulthood. These types of movies usually focus on serious topics and struggles that teenagers have to go through, such as depression and drug abuse. This is a convention that I followed in my trailer throughout the storyline. I used extreme close-ups of pills such as paracetamol to convey the idea of drugs. Some coming-of-age films focus on the strain on relationships between people. A movie that does this is Perks of Being a Wallflower. This was a movie that I took inspiration from, as it looks at the difficulties of mental illnesses. The movie also looks at the struggle of maintaining friendships, which was a theme I included in my trailer. This was done by showing a text conversation on the phone between the protagonist and another character, using a close-up on the phone screen. Part of my footage was filmed in school and other parts from central London. I used these locations as I thought they would be a more relatable environment for teenagers, which are the target audience for my trailer. I shot the majority of my footage at night to help create a mysterious atmosphere for my trailer. The clips I used of London were shot once it got dark to help convey the idea of a busy nightlife. I entwined shots with bright lighting and dark lighting to show that there will be a journey made by my main character that isn't straightforward. For the soundtrack that I created for my trailer, I took inspiration from the Netflix original program Stranger Things. I really like the mysterious feeling that it gives off, so I tried recreating something similar to it. As Stranger Things is set in the 80s, I tried to implement that into my soundtrack as I thought that it fitted the footage really well, even if the sound was a bit dated. I think because of the beat used, it gave the trailer a bit of tension and suspense. I also included some voiceover snippets to help bring a bit of clarity to the storyline. Voiceovers are used frequently in trailers to help bring understanding to the plot.
They never come out anymore.
In the trailer, I have my character wear normal clothing to convey the idea that the struggles that the main protagonist goes through can happen to anyone. I think this helped the storyline become more relatable, as the audience could see themselves being represented in the main character, and therefore would relate to the scenarios more. I chose to call my trailer Paint, as the majority of my trailer storyline revolves around artwork. I chose the title as I think it's quite peculiar, which I then hope will grab the audience's attention. I think the title hints to what a main theme of my trailer will be, which is something I wanted to happen, as I think it will engage the audience and make them wonder how it will all relate. The main use of my intertitles was to help the audience understand the narrative of my trailer. This conforms to the conventions of coming-of-age dramas, as they use intertitles to introduce characters and convey the plot to the audience. I took inspiration from the intertitles from Perks of Being a Wallflower by having them look fairly simple but hint at the plot. A difference I had was by using a simple colour scheme of black and white for the intertitles, as my trailer is dimly lit throughout the majority of scenes. Therefore, I thought it would fit better with the overall feel of my trailer. For the magazine, my first intention was to create a sight and sound magazine, but after receiving feedback after uploading my first draft saying that the image used doesn't fit in with the feel of the trailer, I looked into the company Little White Lies. I found that it had a more artistic feel rather than movie magazines such as Empire and Total Film, and I thought that this was necessary as my trailer surrounds artwork and bright colours, therefore I concluded that Little White Lies would be better suited. All of the magazine covers for Little White Lies have a lot of graphics and artistic aspects, but don't follow the usual conventions of magazines when it comes to additional features. The magazine covers mainly focus on the design of the central image. Therefore, I spent a lot of time editing my picture to make it bright and eye-catching. Using several layers on Photoshop, I spent time editing each of the colours of the paint strokes. I wanted the colours to resemble a bright version of the colours I used for my posters. I achieved this by using the hue saturation tool on the software to increase the saturation and lightness of the colours. I also used another layer to place the white ink spatters on top. I did this as it's a feature I also included on my trailer's poster. I did this to make it more obvious to the audience that there is a clear and distinct link between the products. Creating my poster, I looked at the posters for the movies Closet Monster and Moonlight, as they both had a similar style that I wanted to recreate. I took the idea of overlaying a character that slightly faded from the Closet Monster poster, but I changed the colour scheme to one that I thought was more suited to my trailer. I wanted my poster to have a softer feel, but at the same time also produce enigma codes that make the audience question things about the main protagonist. I tried to have the title stand out, so I put it in white colouring, as black faded into the main image too much, whereas I think the white is quite eye-catching. I also had the font resemble simple typing, as I found that it was common in the other posters that I took inspiration from. In the Moonlight poster, the title has an effect over it that makes it seem to glow almost, and in the Closet Monster poster, there is a box surrounding the title which relates to the image of the main protagonist, who also has boxes around his eyes. So to make it slightly different, I had the lettering of the title be more spaced out and not bolded, and have white ink splattered along the side. My poster, I followed conventions of normal posters by including star ratings. Because my trailer is for an independent film, I thought that the Sundance Film Festival award logo would be suitable for my poster. On the top of my poster, I included the name of the actor that plays my main character. I made sure to use the same font as my main title to make the look of my poster more consistent.